Audi TT Mk1, cleaning the fuel filler.
Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel, where tonight I'm going to be cleaning the petrol caps on both the Audis. When I say cap, I don't mean the cap itself, but I mean the recess in which is hidden behind the fuel flap. Now the blue Audi is much worse than the silver Audi, but I figured we'd do them both and show you how I do it. So let's get started. So first we want to pop the fuel flap with this button here. Now the area I want to clean is this area around here, underneath the cap itself. Gets clogged up with dirt and dust, it just gets very sticky. So I'm going to take the cap off next, hang that out of the way. So if we look in here, you can see there's bits of twig, bits of dirt. It's just generally messy. Now this isn't as bad as the blue one. I am going to show you the blue one as well, but before I do, I'll show you how I'm going to clean it. I've seen some people say they hose this all out with a pressure washer. Well, that's going to end up with things going in here I'm worried about. So instead, I've invented this little gadget. It's a ping pong ball, insulation tape wrapped around the middle to make it nice and thick, with a screw in top, and I can then just place that in, push that lightly, and that will stop anything going in that hole. It's not too bad, but now I can use the hoover to get those bits out. Now there are some bits just around the back here that even with the hoover I can't get out, so I'm going to get a small brush and free those up. So I'm just going to give this a clean around the back so I can get right in all those nooks and crannies. And there is also a drainage hole just down here, so make sure you poke that through and make sure that's running clean. Lots of rubbish in here. Now I also have with my vacuum a blow function, so what I'm going to do now is blow that detritus out. That's already looking much better. Looking inside the cap, there's still some dirt here, grounding, grease and muck, and here and here. So to get rid of all of that dirt and gunk that's around the edge, I'm going to spray a bit of GT85 on all of the areas, keeping it away from the fuel cap, hence why I've got this nozzle on, just to free up all that dirt. I'm then going to towel all of this down to make sure it's all nice and dry, all nice and clean. That's still coming off. For areas I can't reach, I'm going to use the other end of the paintbrush. I'm going to force that around there. And that's pretty much it. Let's remove the ping pong ball. So if we look at how clean that is now in there, it's almost like a brand new fuel cap. Much better. So let's go and look at the blue car. If my son could see this, he'd say this is disgusting, because already you can see straight away even the top of the lip is dirty. But the crust and rubbish all in here is disgusting. If I remove this cap, just look at the detritus around there. It's horrendous. So I'm going to make this one look like the other one. So I've brought the blue car in the garage to clean the inside of the petrol cap, because I want to have as sterile a condition as I can possibly get. If it's outside, there's still bits blowing around. So if I give you a quick close-up of what we're dealing with here, you can see there is loads of rubbish in there. It's filthy dirty. It's even dirty around the rim. So step one is to remove the petrol cap. And let's hang that up out of the way. Let's have another good look inside. You can see it is pretty disgusting. Because there's so much loose debris in here, it's even more important to block this hole with the ping pong ball. So let's do that next. So my ping pong ball with the insulation tape around it to make a nice seal, the screw in the top so I can take it in and out nice and easy. fits in nice and snug like that. Give this a good hoover so anything loose will come out. Although all of this looks loose, it's actually crusted on by the look of it. Even when I'm moving that around with a brush, there's very little movement. Although it's quite dry, so let's see if I can break most of that up with the brush. And I'm using the other end of the brush, the wooden end of this little paintbrush. I'm also gonna, the drainage hole, that seems to be pretty free flowing actually, so that should let things fall through. Okay, let's get the hoover back on that. Okay, well that's already looking much better. So if I give you a close up, what looked to be loose debris is now out. Now this is so dirty, I'm actually going to use some carburetor cleaner, some intake carburetor cleaner in here, because it will evaporate and hopefully should allow me to give this a good clean. Now I can see by using this carburetor cleaner that it has freed up all of that junk that was round the bottom of the cap. And I'm just agitating it a little bit with the end of the brush to make sure it all comes off. It had a real rough appearance before and it's now starting to smoothen up. Give it another little squirt. I'm also going to give this a bit of a scrub with a toothbrush on the inside just to make sure we've got it all agitated. I'm now going to take my cloth with the end of the brush inside it just to give it a good wipe round on the inside, get all of that loose matter out. It is so small to work, but you can just about get your finger around the bottom of the metal ring, right round the back, depending on how big your hands are. Even with that carb cleaner, there's still some sticky gunk on the inside that it hasn't shifted. So I'm also going to use some specialist contact cleaner to see if I can spray it right into the point I need it to be. See if it loosens up that gunk. I'll leave that to work for a minute. So these are some of the bits I've fished out from the top of the drainage tube, so bits that were blocking that up. Although it was freely flowing, I did want to get that nice and clean. And I can see from looking on the floor just behind the back wheel that drain hole is freely flowing because it's dripping on the garage floor. I'm going to hoover around the ball just for a minute to suck any of the detritus out that may have built up. Now I'm going to remove the ball carefully and make sure nothing falls in the hole. Nothing has fallen in the hole, but I'm just going to give that a quick wipe because we don't want anything to go in that hole. I'm also going to give the ping pong ball a quick wipe so we've got no dirt on it. Get it back in the hole. So I can't shift it off this metal work at all, so I'm going to use a bit of polishing compound. I'm just going to rub into this and see if it shifts this discoloration. And do you know what? That's done a great job straight off the bat. Oh yeah, that's like brand new now. With the ping pong ball in place, I am going to give that another blowout. So I'm going to change my hose on my vacuum. Now that could probably do with some more work, but to give you an idea of how it now looks, there's no more detritus. All of this lip around here is nice and shiny. I am going to give the flapper clean as well. We'll also give this petrol cap a bit of a clean as well to make that look just as new. I'm going to use the isopropanol again to give the plastic cap a good clean. Hopefully this should free up any dirt. Note I've still got the ping pong ball in place. So that's the cap clean with isopropanol. I'm going to change products now and I'm going to use some of this Meguiar's Ultimate Black. I find this really brings the black back to the product, and then I'll give it a top coat with the spray black to back polish. So if we turn our attention to the flap rather than the cap, you can see here there's lots of dirt. Once again with a bit of polishing compound and supporting the flap, because we don't want to put the flap under any pressure to cause it to break. We can just make that simply disappear. And if I come around here, I'm going to do this side of the flap also. Just going to rub all of the dirty fingerprints off this sticker, which has built up over the years, and that now almost looks brand new. Really does. I'm going to put that on the bodywork for a moment. I'm going to give this a quick spurt of original black. Let that sink in. Let's remove the ball. Now I can inspect that, and there is no dirt around it, but I'm going to give it a little wipe anyway. There's nothing on the cap in there from what I can see. Refit this cap. Then we can take a look inside. Now you can see what a difference that's made. There's no gunk around it, no dirt around it. The flap looks nice and shiny. All the edge of the cap is now being restored. You can even read the numbers on the sticker again now. Much better. So I think that is a good job. So I hope you found my little cleaning video on the TT Petrol Cap interesting, using a few simple cleaning products at home, a vacuum cleaner, and of course this, which is my ping pong ball insulation tape screw device. Pop it in your petrol hole, job's a good one. Nothing falls in and it's easy cleanable, and you can also remove it nice and simply. If you like what you've seen today, then please do give this video a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel, where you'll find a whole host of videos on the Audi TT Mark 1. As always, thanks for watching and see you soon. Take care.